All right, so we have guests on every show, usually about 2. Our first guest tonight is Matthew Stone. Anyone know Matthew Stone? Well, you're about to meet him. You're about to meet Matthew Stone. Sorry? Somebody said something? Somebody flipped me off? Nope. Okay, Matthew Stone is a London-based artist. He's also a DJ, and he's part of the Wow Wow Collective. Anyone know the Wow Wow Collective? It's a fantastic thing you should know about. He's also the 6th member of the Jackson 5 and is the great-grandson of Andy Warhol. So let's hear it from Matthew Stone. Matthew Stone. Wow, you're going to get hot, dude.
I know, I'm going to.
I can't believe you don't sweat. I sweat so much all the time. Does anyone have a bottle opener? Is it really? Oh, thanks. All right. So this is Matthew Stone. He's obviously dressing better than I am. Makes me feel nervous. I'm going to sit way over here because I don't want to get. It's fine. I can hold your weight. Yeah. Okay, Matthew. Cool. I got some questions about the stuff you do. So let me ask you about this first. So you make these, I guess, like photographs, digital prints?
Photographs, yeah.
Of Renaissance paintings?
Of my friends.
Why do you choose your friends and not strangers?
Because I trust them, and I feel that I feel that they understand my motives, and I feel like they know what I want to do, and so it's easier to work with them.
So it's easy to work with your friends, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Do you pay them?
No, the money.
I don't either, man. So yeah, I mean, I wish I could. Someday my friends will get paid for all their hard work. Totally. Right there, man. You drank your payment.
Exactly.
So your next question. So you did a performance recently, Future Hindsight. What was that all about?
That was my first solo show. That was thanks. It revolved around a story that I wrote with a friend. And the images in the show related to the story. So there were kind of 7 key scenes in the story, 7 images that kind of told the story. And then I invited friends to come in and do kind of performance-based elements at the opening that also were kind of, I don't know, had the story in mind.
What was the story, though?
Well, I kind of co-conceived it with a friend, and then my friend turned it into rhyming couplets. And it's basically about a kind of central character who lives in a kind of slightly different version of kind of our world. It's recognizable, but there are certain things that are different. First being that each person is born with a string that raises from the head up to the heavens. And basically, in their society, everybody cuts their strings kind of around the onset of puberty. And the story is about how, through a series of coincidences, he doesn't cut his. And basically, he discovers a utopian society at the top of the mountains who use their strings to access the heavens. And
like foreskin.
Yeah.
No, I'm Jewish, so. I still have my foreskin, though. If anyone wants to buy my foreskin, I have it in a little jar at home.
Wow.
So that's fucking gross. I'm sorry. But no, so it's on a website, is it, or is it a video, or is it what is it exactly?
In what sense?
How do you see it? I guess you have Future.
Well, it was a show. It was an exhibition. Right. There were kind of 7 billboard-sized images. Right. A stage that was built
like these.
Yeah.
Sort of in a way. Okay. Was this from the show?
Yeah, that is the first image.
I like it. It's really nice.
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, but so yeah, there was that.
Let me ask you. Well, let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
So I noticed on your MySpace page, I went there today, and you're asking for a team of nude models, right?
Doesn't say that.
Well, it doesn't say team. It says requesting nude models for a project.
Really?
I hope maybe I was on the wrong page, man.
No.
Maybe it was.
I have done in the past, but I mean,
it could have been Neil Young's page, maybe. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
maybe that's
but I mean,
be honest about what you were looking at on the internet now, Mark.
Neil Young in the audience. All right, okay, so anyhow, so those were a couple questions I just want to ask you, get to know
Yeah.
who you are, everyone gets to know who. Did you feel like you know Matthew Stone better, hopefully? Yes. So now what we're going to do is we pick somebody from the audience before the show, a lucky member, and basically what I want to do is sort of ask questions that come from this walrus here, that come from the Center for Improved Living site that, nice. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. So these questions, they come from the site called the Center for Improved Living. And basically every day I ask a question. And they're sort of questions that sort of bring humanity down to this common denominator where they can be asked to anybody. And so I thought it'd be nice to ask Matthew and the guest. Next guest is Mike Shawcross. Shawcross! Shawcross! That's a great name, dude. Come on, man.
Good to
Take
meet
a
you.
seat here. Have a seat.
All right, thank you.
You want a beer? Do you drink beer?
That would be,
You can have it.
I could, yes.
I'm not
Great, thank
sick,
you.
I promise. I don't have
This
any.
one off?
No, I guess so, yeah. Yes, I do. So, Mike Shawcross, how are you, man?
Very well, thank you.
You look very good.
Thank you.
So I understand.
And you too.
Thanks, hon. So I understand. I understand that you're in conflict management. Is that correct?
Conflict resolution. Yeah, that's right. I
What's
work
that
for. It's a kind of mediation service, I suppose, in the East End in Newham. So yeah, neighbours have fights, and we get in there and try and help them sort it out.
So do you work for Jerry Springer?
I certainly could do, but not at the moment.
All right. But so conflict management. That's really interesting. I had this idea for a reality show, and it was called House Wars, and it's called Fuck Your Neighbor Up for Life. And basically, it's two. You're gonna hate this, man. You're gonna hate it.
I love it.
But basically, it's two opposing houses that sort of hate each other. So you give each house a cannon, and then and they put him in their front room, right?
Yeah.
And then the families leave, and there's bleachers on the street, and then there's a structural engineer who's the judge. And so family one fires on family two, you know, and so it destroys their house, and then in the process they're destroying their own house, right? And so it keeps going back and forth, and like the families are like, yeah, right, kill him, yeah, whatever. And then there are sort of like psychological things where you have like a team of rabid dogs that they let loose in the house, and they put hide steak everywhere, and so the family's like, oh no, not my precious jewels. And then that's what they do. And then basically then at the end, the structural engineer says, okay, well, house one is totally destroyed, and so they basically lose, and they get Greyhound bus tickets out of town. I don't know what you have here, train tickets out of town. And then they get a parrot that says, you lost, that's all it can say, and which is the best part. And then the other family gets a new house. So maybe we can work on this together.
I think that's a great idea, yeah.
I mean, and in the end, there'll be, you know, I don't know if that's conflict resolution, though. In a way, it is.
Well, that's kind of conflict. We often think we're a bit short of work sometimes, so we ought to kind of stir up a bit of new conflict. So I think
agree.
that's an absolutely fantastic
I agree.
idea.
It needs a budget of like, you know, $500,000 or $600,000 a
No
show.
problem,
So
yeah.
no problem. So anyhow, so I'm going to ask you guys some questions out of the walrus. Here we go. First question of the night. Oh my God. I'm going to be like Santa by the time I get off the set.
All the balls.
Oh. Okay, here we go. So.